Welcome to The Clean Slate with your hosts, Daniel Garza and Carson Phillips, providing you with movie news, reviews, and more. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to go to the concessions to get your popcorn and drinks. For your entertainment, this is The Clean Slate Podcast.
Welcome back to The Clean Slate Podcast. I'm your host, Carson Phillips, here with Daniel Garza.
What's up?
And today we are continuing our deep dive into television shows with Adolescence.
Yep. I did not have it pulled up, so...
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you want to do it? Do you have it pulled
Yeah, let's see if I can read it the way you do.
up? Okay, let's see.
Should I mess up a couple words just out of solidarity?
Will you hurry up?
Okay. When a 13-year-old is accused of the murder of a classmate, his family, therapist, and the detective in charge are all left asking what really happened. Whew, no big words in that one.
Yeah, I would have hit that out of the park.
Bless God, you know?
Oh my gosh.
He blessed me. So,
All right, guys. Now I'll take over.
okay, good.
So, guys, this is a 3-episode series, 4-episode series. My bad. But it is something that I actually just kind of pulled up and was like, oh, let me check this out. I saw a couple of clips on, Instagram and whatnot. So we wanted to throw it in because I told Carson to watch it. And just as a filmmaker in general, the works of it is insane. But anyway, so we got an overall story about a boy who has been accused of murder. And every single episode takes place from a different perspective. So the first episode kind of encapsulates every single character. So we got, the whole introduction of him being arrested and then what that booking situation is actually like. Second episode, we have the detectives going into his school and really questioning the students, being like, hey, do you guys know anything about this? So it gets really in depth there of the kids' friends and also the detectives behind it. Third episode, you get into the mind of the boy and then the therapist situation. It's kind of like a one-room episode, so it's a lot of dialogue. And then the fourth episode is how all of this is affecting the family. So really, really cool show. I think that kind of covers everything for the show.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes from Stephen Graham. He's one of the main cast members in this. He plays the father.
Yeah.
He kind of came up with this concept and was really the driving force behind this in general, based off of an article he read about a girl being murdered, and I guess there was a history of more of these things happening in general.
Yeah. And
so he was kind of like, okay, let's investigate this and do a drama that kind of shows the side of the boy's family, what's going on there, and that's what they accomplished. And it's something else. It feels like it could have happened in real life. It's not based on a true story, but it feels like it could happen.
It feels like it's kind of a common story on how this can affect the family, how it can affect a young boy's life, because the boy is I think 13 years old, and just the repercussions of your actions based off of your feelings. So it really has a good moral lesson, but also a good kind of mind twist on not just the killer and then the victim's family, but also the killer's family and how it affects them. Because
it's not like a whodunit. I think people approach this thinking that's what
I
it's
would say it
be.
kind of is kind of like a whodunit. Not a whodunit, but did he do it?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know though. It's.
I mean, sure, but I don't know.
That's not
I had no
what the story they're trying to tell is more of a. It's more of a character
development
piece.
Yeah.
And not even him. You do learn that he's pretty vile. Eventually. But then it's why is he that way? What caused that? And they don't fully answer the question. They ask it and then they explore it, I think, in a really grounded and realistic way.
I think they do. I think they put a nice bow on it. Okay, I think you could figure out why he
we get
this.
Pieces of that puzzle, but it's still the parents didn't see any signs that this was going to happen. It's just more grounded, I guess, in the sense that we're oh, we saw him doing this and that. It was parents don't know how to check the internet, and that he was going down some
kind of a weird
sketchy rabbit holes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's get into it. So guys, the first episode, just a brief kind of overview, or maybe we should just talk about. Thank you. Nice hat yourself. Maybe we should just talk about
we have some left.
And we have some
merch?
Hair, bad hat hair right now.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to talk about each individual episode or just kind of overall what we liked and what we didn't like? I think
overall might work because this is really, I think you should watch it all in one sitting if you can.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest.
I watched it in two.
Or two.
But
that's kind of
I watched it back to
two
back.
episodes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with my likes. First off, I think this is such an emotional journey, and it is very hard for me to like grasp into a show or a movie emotionally. Just because one, I'm like a cynic, and I just like will criticize everything, everybody, like right to the point where you sometimes don't even enjoy stuff. But this one hit me so hard that I was just like blown out of the water. And then the biggest thing, I think this is a like for you too, but the biggest thing is that every single episode is a one shot. So,
oh yeah, it's amazing.
Meaning that the camera just follows along, no cuts. I mean, I'm sure there has to be some cuts through, but I think, didn't we actually watch something that said that there was no actual cuts? I looked into it.
I was trying to find out, and from what I understand, they took, so it was a week of production. So every episode had 3 weeks of production. So they were almost treating it like a movie. And then a week of that was the last week of that production schedule was all filming. So Monday through Friday they're filming, or
the
Saturday, whatever their schedule
every
is.
Single time.
So I kind of assume these are all actually just one take. I don't think they're.
I would hope so. I would hope so on the last week that they would just take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday, and then just film the same episode every single time. Because you do realize in the school situation, there is a lot of different like lighting changes in terms of like daylight, cloudiness, all that type of stuff, which is something that you would get in England, London, wherever this takes place.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know on like episode 1, they finished it. They had the take they used was the second take. And then for all the other episodes, it was the very last take. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so it's like a play almost. Like
it really kind of does gather around to be a play. So yeah, it's a huge emotional story. I love the cinematography in it. I wouldn't say this is crazy in terms of like coloring or the
drone shot.
The drone shot is the best. We'll get to that. I don't think that colors play a huge factor in this. Maybe they do in terms of like the color that he wears is gray. And gray kind of signifies, kind of blending in or being British. No, like almost being forgotten about, which is kind of like his character. He is a forgotten kind of person. But I would say the last thing on this is that there are almost every single actor and character that is in this, I wanted to know more, which is very rare for me. Sometimes I'm always like, meh, I don't care. But like even the lawyer that first comes in and like is saying like, hey, I'm gonna be the lawyer. So
they're all really like they feel like fully realized characters.
Exactly. Or even one of the security guards in the third episode who's running the cameras and everything. I'm like, dude, these characters. Yeah, he's very weird, but these characters are so like well played out that I'm honestly like giving a thumbs up to every single actor that was a part of this.
Like the high school.
Yeah, the high school was little side so plots. Good. Oh, dude, I wanted another episode for
like the one girl. I wanted to see what's going on with her best friend. I was like, why? That's the story I want to follow now.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It's cool. I mean, that's where it keeps you guessing though, because it's like you don't know what each episode's gonna focus on.
Yeah.
So that's cool too, because there's all these different plot points and it's great.
And then the last one is there's this amazing drone shot in episode 2. Where they literally are in the car. The detective is at the same school his son goes to, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, let's go get some chips and whatever chips and a soda." And so as they leave, the camera pulls back and then just starts taking off in the air. It goes to like a couple streets down to a parking lot where the murder happened, and then you zoom in on the boy's father. Jamie's father, and then he's going to like put down flowers to the girl that was murdered, and it's just like the cleanest thing. I looked it up and I saw that they actually like
they for sure
like had a rig, and then they went to a drone, hooked it up, let the drone go, and then as they had people disguised as extras, and so once the drone flew in and past those guys, they grab the rig and then they go back into it. It's the coolest thing ever. It's not even that cool, but it was so sick to just see.
No, it's cool.
It's cool. Like, and just enjoy. I mean,
I'm gonna copy that someday. Like that's
well, it's just like shows
worth
don't
imitating.
do stuff like that, and for this show to be that consistent in this amount of time to like really just take care of its art, I loved it. Couldn't love it anymore. Anyway, go for your likes now. I feel like I talked a lot.
No, I was interrupting you the whole time, so it's fine. So I only have a few things I really want to touch on, but like Daniel was saying, like from a filmmaking perspective, a production, like everyone was full blast, like doing their thing. Like everybody was working at like the highest level you could work on a TV show.
Yeah.
Which is really impressive. And then even like you were saying, all the actors in this are pretty good. Like pretty much all of them are stellar.
Yeah.
And I don't know most of them. I know maybe one of them, maybe two of them, because they're all British. But they're all like killing it. They're all really doing their thing. But really, like the gimmick of the filmmaking kind of got me in the door because you told me about that drone shot. I was interested originally off the premise because Alyssa, my wife, is a therapist. So I was like, okay, this could be a show we could watch together. But she loved it too. But then we ended up, like, I was in it for that. But then when I got to that last episode, I was in it to find out, like, what happens to Stephen Graham? Like, what happens to this family of, like, decent people whose son did this horrible thing? Like, how do they keep living? And, like, how do you continue life after this? Or how do you deal with, like, what role did I play in this? And that last episode, like, solidified that storyline for me and just made it, like, just tied it together in such a great and like beautiful, tragic way. And that phone call he does, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a phone call he has with his son that is, it hurt, man. Yeah. And then that final scene, I guess they're going to do something else for that final scene and they changed it.
Oh, really?
I guess he was going to get in the bed, like in the
blankets.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear that.
But instead he does something else. And it's so sad. Like I was bawling, dude.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I didn't know if I felt these emotions because I'm a dad, and I was like, only fathers will get
I'm sure
this.
You felt them.
But dude, that last scene, bawling my eyes out. I was like, there's no way I felt this in like years. I've never felt like this much pain.
Because if you put yourself in that guy's shoes, like that's tough, man. How do you like? I don't know. And it's his birthday. Oh, and then like, there's like British slang written on his truck. That means something not nice. I had to look it up. I was like, what does that mean?
Same. I had a ChatGPT. I was like, what does this mean? ChatGPT's like, this is
giddy.
A very offensive slang term. I was like,
I can't say that one. Add that to the list. But yeah, definitely a great show. I almost called it a movie because it feels like that. Yeah, but yeah, I think the story is excellent. And I don't know if I have really any dislikes, man.
Honestly, I think
that it's not longer.
The only dislike is that like maybe I wanted like an episode more, one or two more episodes would have just put it
like the detective
perfectly.
Character.
Yeah, the detective.
I think we could have got. He felt like a main character that didn't get enough screen time.
Yeah, I would almost have wanted. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. The ending is perfect the way that they ended it. So that's what scares me to say maybe one more episode. But like you know how it kind of starts off as everybody together, like. Everyone's in this first episode, and then the second through fourth is like they kind of break off into specific like subsections of the characters. I would have liked it if the last episode brought everybody back for like a court case or brought everybody back for like
thinking they were gonna do that.
Yeah,
but they don't.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't. So
it could ruin it though. I mean, court case dramas can be hit or miss. You know. A one-take court case drama. Oh,
that would be crazy.
That'd be so cool.
That would be.
But everything happens in real time, right?
Or even just following the jury.
Boring.
Like what if the last episode was a jury or something like that after his court case and some? I don't know. I wanted more.
No, you're right. I was also thinking like we'd maybe get more like the victim's side of the story, which we kind of do at the high school, but like through her friend, I'm like I really wanted to know
who this girl was,
more details, but also sometimes not knowing details makes something better.
Yeah, because I mean,
I don't know.
Simply like the horror genre. Like we're gonna make up the worst things in our mind based off of what's left out. And that's kind of
you're going to make assumptions just like the detectives are, like his family is. Like you don't in real life, you don't get all the details.
Yeah.
So maybe it's
anyway, guys. Well, we're not going to spoil it for you, but what would you give this out of 5?
Oh gosh, 4.5 out of 5.
I'm going 4.8, bro. This was like
you give a 0.8.
What?
We're doing letterbox scoring here, bro. Come on.
All right, 4.5. That's so lame. This is almost a 5. Again, there's nothing that's ever a 5. And I think that's just
if I wasn't pretentious, it would be a 5.
Yeah. There, like, you can never say something is perfect because nothing is perfect. But, like, this show comes pretty dang close to being perfect.
Ooh. Okay. I do want to say this show has some really great it has some really great tender, like, funny moments. Like, of just, like, people being people. Like, when they're in their truck and they're playing music and, like, talking about how they first met and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just cute. And, like, the fact that they're driving in, like, a realistic time frame to get to a grocery store. So we're just in the car.
Well, the whole thing feels like
happening.
Everything in this show from the beginning frame is, like, set up so intensely. And for that 4th episode, it feels like a day in the life of people who have been robbed, pretty much. Not like, robbed of their family. And you like kind of enjoy those small moments, even though nothing's going to be the same again. Like, even like if he's innocent or if he's guilty, like nothing's going to be the same.
Yeah. The guy who's like, "Oh, I support your son" or whatever.
Oh, I know,
gosh,
dude. Yeah.
That was horrible. It made me feel horrible.
I felt like they tried to do something there with like a little bit of like public commentary of like, they
didn't fully lean into it, but
they didn't, which I was happy about. But I felt like they were about to.
They did it in a way that was tasteful.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Again, guys, so this show is so good. It's on Netflix. So if you have
binge
Netflix, binge it, yes. And if you don't, plenty of places where you can get it.
Maybe.
Anyway, but yeah, this, I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is such a good show. Highly recommend it. But yeah, I think that puts a wrap on this kind of random month. What did we do this month? We did shows. Oh,
TV.
miniseries.
Yeah, and then next week we have something. Well, hopefully, okay. Knock on wood that it comes out, but we have something special planned.
Yes, we are trying out a new segment, everybody, and we
get excited.
We've been almost like kind of planning this for about a year, so we're finally gonna kind of like pilot it next week.
Give us some notes. We're gonna improve.
Yeah, but we definitely want to hinge on something different that a lot of podcasts, I would say, don't do. Like film review podcasts haven't hit this, and that's kind of the thing that we want to be. We want to be different than like, right, you can go see a review anywhere, but at our podcast we want to introduce some things that are different, and this is our stab at it. So we have something special. We're not going to really announce what it is just in case it doesn't happen, but I think we're going to try to make it happen. Like
Medea Mondays.
Medea Mondays, welcome. Anyway, guys, but if you haven't yet, go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, listen to our podcast wherever you can find a podcast, and give us 5 stars, please. We want some
leave a comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. We want some of your interactions. And also, what else was I going to say? Oh, go on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And then share it. Leave a comment, like it, put on the notification bell so you know whenever we release, because you never know. It is sometime on the weekend, but you never know. But anyway, guys, we appreciate you that stay and that watch and that have been consistent from the beginning. And we will see you next week for another episode. Peace.
That's a clean slate.